In this episode, we get the big confrontation between Subaru and Garfield, and dude, stuff goes down. Hey, this is Rex, and let's talk about episode 42 of ReZero, now that, things are back in the second half of the second season. It's episode 42 overall, but I think it's like 16 of season 2 technically, but let's go ahead and chit-chat about it anyway. So this one is starting off, it's pretty clear that it's going to be a very Garfield-focused episode, as we get a little flashback to him as a kid, basically bashing his face into the side of a wall, giving himself a scar, as he's dealing with a lot of his previous memories before, and we get to see a lot more of that later on. As again, it's pretty, not a talky episode, but as now he's here with Subaru and Amelia, now that he's caught back up to them from last episode. They have their final confrontation, and of course, we had known that Garfield really just wants to keep everybody from completing the trial, from freeing the sanctuary, basically. And we dive a little more deeper into that, as he says, I'm going to destroy the entrance there to the temple to get rid of any chance of you escaping. And, we had learned a little bit about him before with Subaru, or at least Subaru had learned a little bit about him. And after they're both kind of confronting him, Amelia first and then Subaru also. And now that they know a little more about him, and again, had each confronted their own past after, going through the trial, or after Subaru had gone through the trial, after Amelia had now unlocked her memories again from last episode. And Subaru is kind of confronting him even more so, because he knows that something was up with his mother, that his mother had left the sanctuary, and that's really what was causing him a lot of trouble. And, Subaru, I think he knew, he kind of knew that, his mother didn't hate him, or at least that's what he had kind of thought. And, of course, he's going on, he's like, no, you're wrong, or no, that he hated his mother, but no, he didn't hate his mother. He thought that, he just wanted his mom to be happy, and he thought that that's at least why she had left the sanctuary, until, he had found out that she had apparently died after doing so, and so that she was kind of robbed of that happiness, and that he saw himself and his sister as a burden to her, and that, she had deserved happiness outside the sanctuary. And Garfield kind of breaks down in all of this, which again is, I guess, pretty well deserved because of, just at least what we had started to learn about him with all the build-up in this. And but he doesn't break down immediately. He doesn't like start crying and then say, you know what, fine, you're right. No, he gets in the fighting mode, and Subaru's all for it. It's a real quick fight. It doesn't last very long. Real quick apparently, but again, with ReZero being more dialogue, plot focused, it makes sense. But dude, it was a pretty sick fight as well. And now we finally get to see Subaru using the sloth witch factor, which we had known about for a while, or at least we had known that he had the potential to use it. Now we kind of finally get to see it come out. Again, I don't expect Subaru to get a whole lot of huge amazing powers, and I don't think he needs them as well. But it was just satisfying to see. It was just satisfying to see that huge old hand come out, punch Garfield, and then even more satisfying to see Patrash, Best Girl, show up and just continue beating him down. Again, not a deep fight, but just seeing all of that happen. And Subaru is even worn out too, of course, by using the sloth witch factor. The what did he call it? Invisible Providence, I think, is what he called it, but we all know what it is. The invisible punching, the big cool punching hands. But they're both worn out. But at least kind of settles things. It brings it to an end. And Subaru wakes up on Amelia's lap, and even gets some Garfield and Ram moments as Garfield wakes up on her lap as well. And I can't believe I got mixed up Rem and Ram, even though Subaru did mention Rem in this episode for a bit. But, we get a moment between them. And again, Ram being as blunt as she is even more of what Garfield needed to hear. How he's all like, yeah, I admit I lost. I don't admit I was wrong, though. And, with her kind of confronting him more, not verbally, but just being as blunt, saying, how long are you going to be a child and whatnot? How long are you going to stay there in the past, or hating yourself like that? So now he now that he's calmed down again, after getting beaten up, and after a decent enough talking to, now Garfield decides to go to the attempt the trial, or at least, to just kind of confront his past, which, was something that he needed to see. And, it's real interesting. He resents himself because, again, he blames himself for his mother not being happy, and that, blaming himself made everything easier, at least, in terms of, losing her. And thinking that, she wanted happiness beyond that. But real interesting, in this, while he's, seeing his past, he sees that the reason his mother left was to find his father, and that, she loved them. She didn't see them as a burden, and that she was happy with them, but that she left to bring further unity to their family, or, bring everyone back together. And, even talking with Frederica during this portion, it's a lot of what he needed to hear, a lot of what he needed. And so, again, after getting confronted by Subaru, after getting beaten up by Subaru, and again, Otto and Ram put in work too, beating him up in the last episode, but after getting, beaten down by everybody and just kind of being forced to face all of us, now he gets this acceptance that he needs. And so, it's overall real nice. He even comes out all smiling, blushing and everything. It's just real nice. And now that we've kind of gotten this out of the way, now we can kind of move forward with this. And, I don't hate Garfield. He's nice. And, in a way, I think it's kind of like a good thing, a testament to ReZero, in that I feel like we haven't known Garfield a whole lot. I feel like it was really mostly these last 3 episodes where we get a little more development for him. Of course, we were introduced to him a few episodes ago. Well, I mean, at the beginning of the season. But now, to have him go through this arc now, it's really satisfying. And, it's kind of interesting too. Like I said, I feel like I don't know a whole lot about him, but I like him, especially after this episode. So the episode ends with Emilia going in now to finish up the trial. And she sees, all these notes from Subaru, which again, ties back into, that's why Subaru had left. He had left the room to write all this for her, all this encouragement. It's just real nice. And now she's come through the trial to finish it up, and she meets up with Echidna, who, Echidna's just, verbally beating her down. But now we see that Emilia's a little more confident in this, so it's setting everything up. So it seems like, we've kind of completed, this portion here. And, it feels like, okay, with season 2 kind of being split up into 2, I don't disagree with the pacing that we've had so far. I think it was all good pacing so far, but this feels like, more of a cut, or more of an end to, like, again, the previous big chunk, and that this would have been like, more of an ending for like the first part of the season 2 and then going into this. But I mean, I don't disagree with it overall, because really when you put both parts of season 2 together, it's all, one season. So overall, pretty good and neat, and looking forward to what's going on with this. But really good episode, and I'm enjoying watching ReZero and discussing it as well. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this, even though again, not as popular, I guess, or what, not what I'm known for, but I really do want to try and get more into other anime discussion like this. But yeah, still stick around for other stuff as well. We'll be continuing ReZero at least throughout this season, as well as Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be around forever. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like as well. Anyway, this has been Rex. Have a nice day.